Righto, midway through it, Sunday the 28th of November, so we've been at it for 6 days, just over the hump day, 9 till 5 again at the Hannaford Centre corner of Nelson and Darlot. Losing my voice, standing out in the what's turned out to be pretty wet and mournful weather, at least the last few days, and the next week is scheduled for more of the same. So pre-polling continues this upcoming week, and then the election day proper's on next Saturday, and all the booths, the normal election booths, will be open. All the primary schools, the Jimmy Little Community Centre, the Hannaford Centre will be open again, the high school, and so on. Check the electoral website, but quick update so far. Well, it's kind of a hard grind now, apart from a few little update videos and Facebook pages and leafleting that I'm trying to get rid of the last of my leaflets outside of hours. It's just be there on the spot as much of the time as we can, chatting and spruiking. Collegiate atmosphere among the 5 candidates by and large. A wee bit of, chesty argy-bargy here and there, but bit of, friction from time to time, a little bit of... There's history, obviously, as I said, as part of my pitch. So if we elect the same combination, Green, Labor and, John Stamlis, we risk continuing another 4 years of, fighting, and just because of the history there. There's been enough indication to me that, think carefully about the combination, because to me the most important thing is about getting 3 people who can work together. Nothing too untoward. I think we've been a pretty well-behaved booth. The Electoral Commission have been there. A couple of points I will note on this. You can see how a staggered election campaign like this, and some of the restrictions they have in place due to COVID, they do tend to work against smaller, lower resourced guys like me and John Stamlis, although he's got a few players out in support. And one of the key rules is you can't hand out how to vote cards, right? So people, as they are approaching the gauntlet of the Hannaford Centre entrance, they're sort of looking for a prop paper they can grab to in some cases, sort of not have to engage. I remember that's what I do, I'll grab everyone's paper on the way past. And it's a bit more awkward for the mechanics of voting, show them on the sign or let them to take a photo. At one point, John Stamlis pointed out the waste paper bin inside, got the returning officer to show us. It's mostly Labor and Green vote how to vote cards, because Labor and Green have the resources to hand out stations 100 metres away up and down Darlot Street. So I have had to sort of explain who I am and give a pitch in 30 seconds quite a few times. So even though I've been out there for a couple of months, starting from a standing start, just getting recognition. Yes, that's tough. On the upside of it, I think being at the booth is important. And you see that the experienced guys, watching the guys that have done it before, very good, relentless campaign. Darcy Burns, relentless, even as a major brand. He still works hard, Toby Shetty and her kind of Green community army, they're working hard. John's working hard. Everyone's working hard. Benji Zhang's been there a bit less so than us, I think, but plus the yes and no campaign's got quite a good presence there. All in all, it's been bracing. It's not a natural thing to stand in front of the public and say, I'm fantastic, vote for me. Even for someone with a healthy ego like me. It's good, it's humbling. You get great support. There are moments where you can convince someone to give you a go, 1, 2, 3, which is really gratifying. Other moments where you realise you're being very cleverly trolled by someone who's got no intention of voting for you and just looking for an opportunity to prick your pompous balloon. So that's healthy. It's a healthy process. And for those of you, who are sort of not particularly political, get down and vote early and cut us all some slack, give us a wave. We are actually there, as much as it might seem like we're arrogant, self-important tossers. We are actually there to try and do something good for the community. So if you don't have to outright sing our praises, but give us a wave, or at least, recognise that this is pretty hard. It's a lot harder than we think. So if nothing else comes out of it, it's been a fantastic exercise in understanding our democratic process from the inside. As in terms of outcome, very hard for me to tell. I've had great support. I'm certainly picking up some votes. Thank you for those who are either supporting me because you sort of know me, or especially those who've sort of had a look at me and not know me and think, I'll give this guy a crack. Really appreciate that. As far as the rest of it, some good strong anecdotally support for the Labor Party around here is always pretty robust, but good traction from the Greens, I think. John's getting a good flow. So I think it's going to be really interesting, actually, regardless of my results. I just think it's going to be really fascinating to see what happens with the primary votes. So a sleeper thing, I should be interested to see how many primary votes Benji gets, because even though he's not an endorsed Liberal, you know, it looks more or less like a Liberal Party campaign. I reckon that vote's creeping up a bit around here, but plus the de-amalgamation, that'll be interesting. I do suspect it'll be a marginal yes vote, probably, which is going to have all sorts of complications. So there are lots of interesting things coming up. We shall see. For now, as somebody, I think it was Darcy Byrne, was saying to us, you know, that you just got to go day by day, forget about the long term. Now it's just the head down, bum up. Every vote counts kind of thing. So back for more sultanas on Monday. Another week to go. Things will pick up. It'll get a bit bolshier on the election day itself, I'm told. That's when the, you know, the real hardened armies of party, you know, apparatchiks come out and do their chesting. So I go down to the Birch Grove primary school. That's my home sort of turf. That's where kind of Joe went to school. So I'll spend that day mostly down there and on it goes. But hopefully we won't get rained out too much. Cheers all.